Hey guys, Jeffries here, and welcome to a really quick update video for Somerset Hills International Resort. See here, I am moving the railroad, or at least I'm moving the station, so that the trains arrive in front of the building rather than run through the building. The principal reason for this really is I was watching quite a few Disneyland videos. I noticed there with the Disneyland Railroad and the Disney World Railroad. The train never runs through the building. It runs through a lot of tunnels and it runs by a lot of buildings, but it never runs through a building. It runs next to the building, and the building's like a station platform covery kind of thing. So that's what I have adopted here. This is the new Somerset Hills Railroad, or Somerset Railroad, I can't remember what I called it now, but it's the new railroad building. You can see I'm doing a lot of trial and error here trying to make it work. A lot of rebuilding, changing virtually the entire building just to make it so that the paths will actually go through. And now I'm going to rebuild the building. These videos now are a lot more of I do a lot of building work. I do about an hour at a time. This is a short one because I didn't have much time at this stage, but I normally do about an hour or so at a time, and then I put it in fast forward, as you can see, time lapse it, and play some music over the top. But because this one's so short, I decided to do commentary over the entirety of it, unless I run out of things to say, in which case I might throw some music over the top just to see this one out. But I'm pleased with how this is starting to go now. I really like the Somerset Tea Rooms building, which you saw in the last episode be finished. I think that's a lot better now. The whole entrance to Wild Realms looks a lot better now, and there'll be a few more improvements as the project continues too. Other little issues that have come up to do with limitations in space. I understand that you can only have, I think it's 254 by 254 grid on a scenario editor, and that's just not big enough for global ventures. So despite the fact that I'm spending all the time doing this, rebuilding these buildings and stuff, this is just going to be a faux entrance. It's not going to be part of the actual park in the end, because what's going to happen is I'm actually going to start a new scenario editor just for global ventures, and I'll be keeping this one to carry on using for the water park and for Wild Realms. I think that's probably the best way of doing it, thinking about it, because I want to put all that I can into global ventures. I want it to be a really big, successful, heavily themed park. And I just can't do that in this save file because there's just not enough space. So I will be using a new scenario editor for that. You can see I'm just throwing trees in left, right and centre at the moment. Probably putting a little bit too much effort into this railroad, considering I will have to rebuild the entire thing and rebuild the buildings around it when I start the new scenario editor. And the same for what I'm doing here. This is going to be the new entrance for the tramway. Again, I've progressed a little bit further since I've recorded this video. I've done quite a lot of work on the park, and I'm really happy with how it's looking now. I think it's looking really good. The only issue is with the lack of space and having to start a new park. You end up having to build something here and then transfer it all over into the new park, which it's going to be a massive pain. But I plan on showing you guys still what I've done here, and then when I transfer it over, I'll do all that off camera so that it will almost be seamless. 1 minute you're in Global Ventures, the next minute you're in the rest of Somerset Hills, and it'll be transferred like instantly. Here I'm experimenting with different types of tram. Again, using a Disney reference, the Main Street USA horse-drawn tramway, I was trying to base this design on. The one problem with that was because I got the dog bone shape in, but because there was an odd number of gaps or grid squares between both sets of paths, you end up with the one square gap in the middle in order for it to be symmetrical. And symmetry is quite important with the entrance to this park, because it's meant to be a midway, entrance way. You walk straight down the middle of it and you go into the park that way. It's like what's the word? Like a portal to a new world kind of thing. You can see I shifted the entrance one over by one square, which is all well and good at this end, but at the other end the entrance is on the other side where the exit station currently is, which means that at some point halfway down the tramway I'd have to do an S-bend to the left, and it would look a bit ugly. But anyway guys, pretty much finished this video now, so we're actually going to go into the musical end bit now, so I'm just going to wrap this up quickly. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you soon.